I'm going to demonstrate factoring a trinomial using both the box method and grouping whenever our a is greater than 1. So looking at this trinomial, I notice that I am not able to factor out a GCF for my coefficients. Therefore, I'm going to start by labeling my a, my b, and my c. In my box, I always know that my c goes in the bottom right-hand corner. I know my A goes in the top left corner. And now I'm ready to fill in my t-chart. CA is negative 8 times 3x squared, which is negative 24x squared. B is negative 2x. Now I'm looking for two numbers that multiply to give me negative 24x squared, but add to give me negative 2x. Let's start with negative 12x times 2x. Those don't add to be negative 2. Negative 6x times 4x. I notice that that does add to be negative 2. And therefore I can complete my box. Now I need to determine my outside numbers to create my factors. I know to make 3x squared, I need a 3x times x, and I just have to help myself identify which one goes where. I noticed that this row is multiples of 3, which is why I know I need to put my 3x up there on top, which means that the individual x is going to go out to the left. In order to make a 4x in this box, I would multiply my x times 4, and then finally to make my negative 6x in the bottom left-hand corner, I would multiply that by negative 2. And then I can check to make sure that 4 times negative 2 does in fact equal negative 8. Those give me the factors of 3x plus 4 and x minus 2. Now let's look at grouping. Whenever you're doing grouping, the first steps are the same. You start by labeling your ABC and you complete your t-chart. But then now we're going to use these numbers to create our groups. So I rewrite my A as normal. I have my 3x squared, but instead of negative 2x, I'm going to split that up into my minus 6x plus 4x and then bring down my minus 8. Now I can use grouping to create my factors. So I'm going to start with my 3x squared minus 6x. I can factor out a 3x, and that leaves me with x minus 2. And for my next group, I can factor out a 4, and that leaves me with x minus 2. You'll notice that my parentheses were the same, so that ultimately my two factors are 3x plus 4 and x minus 2, because both my 3x and 4 are being multiplied by the set of x minus 2.